What's up? Gear Check with Sage here. Today I'm talking about the Atomic BentChetler 110. Now, the BentChetler 120, a tried and true classic, has been around for over 10 years. And when I first started skiing on it, it changed my life. I was able to do things I couldn't imagine before and just really gave me the confidence to be able to ski the way I wanted to. If you're like me and you've loved skiing the BentChetler 120, then the 110 is going to be a mind blower. Because the BentChetler 120 is an amazing ski, but it's definitely designed to be that ultimate powder flotation device. And there's certain days when you're not skiing a ton of powder, and that BentChetler 120 is still an amazing ski. Crud, groomers, whatever. I love that ski, even though it's huge in so many conditions. But I've also wanted something a little bit smaller that's just even a little bit more versatile for those days that you're just shredding around the resort or backcountry skiing, and it's not just the deepest ever, or you're just looking for a little bit lighter of a setup. Now, the 110 delivers in all those ways, let me tell you. Let's start out talking about the ski graphics. Well, BentChetler has always had awesome graphics on his skis, and it's been so cool to see each year the art evolve and take different directions, and I think this year the collection is my favorite yet. Now, Chris did something a little bit different. Rather than make a piece of art that just fit on one ski, now that he has a whole line from an 85 waist width, 90 waist width, the 100, which has been around for a couple of years now the 110, and finally, of course, the 120. He created a big art piece, and all the skis fit in within the art piece to take up a bit different part. Now, it's really cool because they all sort of fit together, all have a similar theme. Each one has a little bit different color and different style on them. So they're all very unique, but all fit together really well. And the 110 is one of my favorites out of any of the line. And this year he took a little bit different of an approach of really letting the artwork sort of speak to him. So doing a painting in a more abstract way, and then kind of looking deep into that abstract painting to really find the little pieces that jump out, and then go into the subject matter from there. As in like, oh look, this looks like a face, or this could be a mountain. And really taking the ball and running with it, and really letting the artwork and the design really come as a more fluid experience. It was really cool to hear Chris talk about his art direction, and I'm sure you can find some other videos about this process from him specifically. But I just wanted to touch a little bit about his process and how it really resonated with me, and I really love the finished product that came out. Let's talk a little bit more about the line. Now the BentChetler skis span all the way from an 85 waist width all the way to the classic 120. There's an 85 and a 90, a little more park-oriented ski, a little more made for the hard pack. Then you have the 100, the 110, and the 120, all kind of fitting into the more backcountry and all mountain skis. For me, the 110 is really my favorite out of them all. I love its versatility and have been really psyched to be able to ski on this last year. And it was a really good, and it really fit well within the overall Atomic line and really added to what we had already. Probably one of the biggest questions and things that I get asked about my skis in general, and especially about the BentChetlers, is where to mount them. It's hard with skis that we get to choose where we mount them, and there's a pretty big range of where we can mount them at. So while the skis come with recommendations, sometimes those recommendations are right on point with how you are as a skier, and sometimes they may not be. So having all this variation in like where to mount your skis, I see why it is a big question that people have, because where you mount the skis really changes the way it skis, the way it flexes, the way it turns, the way it initiates turns, how much tip you have, how much tail you have. It really changes depending on where you mount, and kind of how the ski performs can be pretty drastic within a few centimeters of mounting difference. So it's pretty easy with the BentChetlers. For the 120 and with the 110, I pretty much go factory recommendation. And the factory recommendation sort of comes from a combination of the ski shape, Chris's input, and his recommendation on where to mount them. So factory rec on the 120 and on the 110, I believe, is about 3 centimeters behind true center. Now, true center would be if the ski was fully exactly symmetrical, where the perfect center would be, but a lot of the skis are designed to run directionally, and so therefore, because of the change in the construction and to not have a tiny tip, mounting them on the factory spot or approximately 3 centimeters behind true center is a great place. This also puts it in about the center of the side cut, which I really like, and it centers the swing weight quite nicely. So while you're not truly centered on the ski, it feels very centered. The swing weight and the tip and the tail don't feel very heavy, and you're allowed a real nice feel under the foot. That's where I've got mine mounted. I've got mine mounted there right now. These are a pair of the new Strive binding. It's a replacement for the STH16, and it just has a little more similar toe to the shifts. Same heel as we were using before, but this puts you a little bit lower to the ski than the STH16 did, and this gets you even more close to the platform and nicely secured. So this is a pretty cool binding. On the subject of bindings though, what should you pick? A touring binding? Maybe an alpine? Well, it depends. I recommend both. Right here behind me, I've got a pair mounted up with the shifts, and this pair right here, I've got it mounted up with alpine bindings. So I think both are great, and you can't go wrong either way. If you're a backcountry skier and you're looking for a nicer lightweight ski that you can do some backcountry skiing on, still gonna perform great if it's POW or mid conditions, the 110 nails it. It's really so versatile, and it's quite light. So having a backcountry setup on the ski is really critical for me personally. And having an alpine setup is also quite nice. The ski shreds the resort and can really handle anything that the resort can throw at it. I'm not a huge park guy myself, but personally, I think that the ski excels in groomed, off-groomed, crud, POW, deep POW, even the firm snow. This thing does amazing on. So I've been really impressed with its performance, and I think it does really well. I think if you're more of like an all-mountain skier, but you definitely dabble in the park, I think this thing would be amazing. Probably some of the skinnier versions of the BentChetler are a little more aligned with only park skiing, if that's all you like to do. But for me, I'm an all-mountain guy. I maybe do a run through the park once in a while, and this thing is perfect for that. All mountain skiing really delivers. I've had so many fun days on it. It's forgiving, it can charge. It's quite nice. Base wise, some really cool graphics on the base as well. Really cool. Uses a clear base to really show off all these colors. And the ski really turned out quite beautiful. A couple of the key features in the construction of the ski is that it's got Horizon Tech, which is this spoon-shaped tip to add flotation. Chris and Atomic designed that a number of years ago for the original 120, and they've passed it along through a lot of the skis in the line. It's got a lightweight wood core. Keeps the ski poppy and flexes really nice, but also remains quite light. And as far as the profile goes, it's got a combination of camber and rocker. The tip and the tail both have about 25% rocker, and underfoot you have about a 50% camber. So it gives you kind of this W shape. It's nice and symmetrical, has really great flex. Tip and tail both have nice flotation, but underfoot you have a nice solid ski for when you need to make that turn on a dime. Overall, I've been just really pumped with the BentChetler 110. It's been a ski that I think myself and a lot of people have been excited for, and is finally here, and I've been happy to ski on it, and hope you are too. Thanks for watching.